Welcome to another segment of Cooking with Emma. Today we have several things that we're making, but the first thing that we're starting out with it is our dessert, our pineapple cherry rum cake. As you can see, I got my pineapple all cut up, have my eggs ready, my flour, my sugar, my butter, and everything. And not to forget my sour cream and my Hennessy. All right, so let me go ahead and take out the rank from the eggs, and then I'm going to go ahead and start. All right, so we're going to start with the eggs, and then I'm going to go ahead and put in my sugar and my butter. My oven is already warmed up, so I'm just waiting now. So now, see, we have our sugar and our eggs. So put in my sugar. So we did a total of 5 eggs. And now our sugar, ground sugar, is 2 3/4 cups of sugar. We'll go ahead and mix this in a little bit. And now as you can see, it's all whipped in. Now you gotta remember, you don't want to overbeat it. I'm gonna go ahead and add our Land O'Lakes butter that I'm using unsalted. And for that, we need is 1.5 cup. So 1 stick of butter is a 1/2 cup. So we're using 3 sticks. And I had them out at room temperature, so they're a little softened up. So we're going to go ahead and whip them all together. And then we're going to put in 1 cup of sour cream, a teaspoon of salt, and a tablespoon of our vanilla extract. Alright, so let's get this all whipped in together before adding the other ingredients. So as you can see, it's all whipping up good. Now I'm about to add our sugar, our flour, but I'm going to go ahead and add that gradually. So adding it gradually. So you can see the flour all mixed in. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my cream cheese, my sour cream. So I'm going to add in my salt, 1 tablespoon of salt. And now for my sour cream. So 8 ounces, which is equal to 1 cup. So as you can see, this is the sour cream that I used. So now we're going to go ahead now and whip this all up together. And I have it on medium. So we have 1 tablespoon vanilla extract. Go ahead and mix that in now. Alright, so now we're going to use our spatula to make sure we get all the everything is incorporated properly. So now the only thing we have to add, we're going to add our 1/4 cup of our pineapple. And then we're going to go ahead and set our baking pan or bun cake. But I'm not going to use a bun cake. I'm going to use a regular baking pan because I want to cut them in squares. So nice and thing. I want to make sure there's no lumps. Good. So now to add our pineapples. So now I'm going to go ahead and hand mix our pineapples. Because our pineapple, so I'm going to hand mix everything in now. And this is a pan I'll be using. Instead of using a bun cake, I'll use this clear pirate dish to bake it in. I'm going to go ahead and spray my pan. So this is my pan all sprayed. I'm going to add a little flour to it as well so it does not stick. So I make sure that my butter is spread all over before I add my flour to make it non-stickable. So as you can see, I melted some of my butter. And this is 2 tablespoons of butter. Just make sure it's just fully melted. And then I'm going to go ahead and spread it all over my pan. Make sure it's all over. Alright, so the butter is spread all over. So now I make sure that there's no lump in my sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle the brown sugar, light brown sugar, not the dark brown sugar, but the light one, all over. We are going to go ahead now, as you can see, sugar's added, so we're going to go ahead and make sure that we add our pineapples and our cherries. We can strategically place them, but I want to make sure I get all the pineapples out first before we add our cherries. Okay. Add one more. So as you can see, our pineapple is strategically placed. Now we're going to go ahead and put our cherries right in the middle of it before placing our batter. Oops, got one stem. All right, so you can see our pineapples is placed, our cherries are placed. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to putting our batter in. So as you can see, I'm placing my batter over it. So now we're going to make sure that it's spread evenly, but try not to remove our pineapples and cherries out of place. So you can see. So we can bake this for about 60 minutes, 60 to 70 minutes. And then once it's completed, we let it sit for about 10 minutes before we can go ahead and cut it and ready to serve. All right, so there we go. So now this is ready for the oven. So this is our bun pan. As you can see how I did it, I cut the cherries and the pineapple lengthy. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the remaining mixture and then put them all in the oven to bake. Okay, so all those batter is going in. So all we're going to do now is just take out the excess in the bowl and make sure that it's all smooth around. Even though it will settle out this level out itself, but we just want to go ahead and help with the process. So we have a bun pan. One will be in a bun pan design, and the other one is going to be in an oval design. So we have two of them. So when we do ready to serve, we're going to serve it with ice cream, and we're going to see which one is better served with my decor that I have in mind. All right, so our next time you'll see us, it's going to be in the oven baking. So you can see both our cakes are in the oven. Alexa, set the timer for 60 minutes.
1 hour, starting now.
So now it's cleanup time, so we can go ahead and start now on our sweet bread. It's been 1 hour since our cake has been baking, so the timer, the 1 hour timer just went off. So now we're gonna go ahead and test our cake to make sure. So the first one, good. Good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take our cakes out now. All right, so we're gonna let it sit for 10 minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead now and start on our rum syrup. So for rum syrup, okay, we have our sugar, our salt, so vanilla extracts is added, for our brown rum. So the only dark color I have is Hennessy, so we're gonna go ahead and add our Hennessy and bring it to a simmering boil until thickness. Let's stand for cool for 10 minutes and put it to our pineapple cake. I could smell the cognac. So let this boil down now. It's on very low, so you can see that it's still bubbling. So as you can see, it boiled down. Now it's thickening. So I'm going to go ahead and take it off the stove, let it cool down for 10 minutes before putting it on our cake. Okay, the stove is off. As you see our cakes here. So the cake is still not cool yet. So as you can see, our syrup has already been made, thickened. So it takes about 2 hours, an hour and a half to 2 hours for our cake to cool down. Then we go ahead and add it on. We're gonna poke holes into it and then add it. But now I'm gonna go ahead and start on my sweet bread. So we have our flour, as you can see, already been sieved. And we're gonna start this in a new video. So thank you again for joining Emma in another segment of Cooking with Emma. It's going to be a series of several videos for today's dinner. So we have pineapple, rum, and cherry cake. So right now our cake is cooling. As you can see, I made this one into a bun. This is oblong, and this is our rum mixture that will be going into it once the cake is cooled down. And you will see the finished product on the next video. Thank you again. See you. Enjoy.